generated around 560 plus million impressions organically. Those
creating property cards for the first time for people owning houses in the rural areas.
We have a patent on a bits technology, which...
but we were really guided by what we wanted it to be.
In terms of the content consumption pattern has changed.
Very competitive, very crowded.
The objective is basically to democratize cancer care.
I see a very bright future for retail industry.
Technology now allows us to scale up.
We also want to help patients become more compliant.
If I look at the custom solutions market, it's almost about $1,500 billion.
Your customers will not continue to be with you if you don't change gear.
We had adopted digitalization much earlier.
within a very short span of time, we are the number one operator in the whole of South India.
If you are reaching out to a lakh people today, you would be reaching out to an entire globe tomorrow.
We got those two brands and then immediately got into a few of the LFRs, and there was no looking back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 39th episode of Ascent Talks. My name is Ajit. I've been an Ascent member for over 10 years, and I lead Nova, an air conditioning company, and Pure Blue, a tech-enabled startup in the air conditioning domain. And my co-host is Aleem. How are you doing, buddy?
Fantastic, Ajit. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ascent Talks. My name is Aleem Merchant. I run an advertising and marketing company at Mumbai, and I'm part of Ascent. We're proud to be part of Ascent, and why we're proud of Ascent is Ajit will tell us.
All right. A quick update on what Ascent is all about. Ascent is a non-profit organization founded by Harsh Mariwala, Chairman Marico Limited, and his deep passion for identifying promising entrepreneurs in the growth stage. Its primary objective is to support these entrepreneurs in expanding their enterprises and enhancing their entrepreneurial journey. Since its establishment in 2012, Ascent has successfully empowered over 850 entrepreneurs throughout India. Ascent stands out as a remarkable platform that fosters peer-to-peer collaboration, leveraging the collective strength of its members. And at the heart of this platform is a self-facilitated group called the Trust Groups, where entrepreneurs come together and share their experiences, exchange ideas, and provide valuable insights. By creating such a vibrant ecosystem for learning and growth, Ascent enables its members to benefit from each other's knowledge and expertise. Ascent Talks, which takes place weekly every Friday at 11 a.m., showcases the journeys of Ascent members, highlighting their fascinating entrepreneurial experiences. So let's bring in our guest today, Arjun.
Guests. We have two guests today.
Yes. You got two guests.
So going with the lady first, Archana Salil, founder and principal architect of Arena Consultants. Arena is an architecture and design firm specializing in designing research development centers for industries like chemicals, food, pharma, biotech, petrochemicals, etc. It's a pure consultancy firm. They don't construct. And welcoming her husband, Salil Sansare, director of Labguard India and Science by Design Lab Systems. Labguard specializes in R&D lab furniture for research and QC labs for biopharma, chemicals, and food and universities. Present across metro cities in India and export to 25 countries. Science by Design is a turnkey solution provider for research labs. So today on Ascent Talks, let's hear about their different leadership styles and what they do together also. Welcome Archana and Salil to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aleem and Ajit.
So we're having our own Salil and Archana ka show today, right? That's fantastic. Archana, starting with you, can you tell us about your business? What do you do and what's unique about Arena Consultants?
Yes, right. So Arena Consultants is basically an architectural design firm. We do architectural interior and MEP design for research projects across all industries. So as you said, chemical, biology, biotech, pharma, textile, and across all India. That is the niche that we have developed over the years, and it's a very, very different kind of sector which I have chosen for my firm. and that is where our expertise lies. We have been working since past 17 years in this field.
Great. And Salil.
So I think that introduction is like a bouncer for everybody. To trust me, So it's so technical, so let's make it a little more easier. So guys,
Right.
have a look at what they kind of do.
That's like art meets science.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's right.
Super. Salil, can you tell us about tell us about Science by Design and Labguard, and how did all this happen?
Yeah, so Labguard is a manufacturer of laboratory fume hoods and specialized furniture. And Science by Design is a turnkey fit-out company for complete laboratory spaces. So basically, we not only manufacture the specialized laboratory furniture, but we also set up the complete laboratories. If we get the 4 walls, everything else is done by us.
Super.
Yeah, okay. So
So just to add, Aleem, with Arena, practically we offer complete 360-degree services, right from design to the execution.
So एक बार customer ले लिया, सब कुछ ले लेने का.
Yes.
Look at one of those projects that they've done, so we gives a little more clarity. Amazing is that, yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's primarily both of y'all are actually complementing each other. It's a kind of a design and build kind of a thing, but it's a very niche segment, And Archana, I want to actually start with you, and then probably Salil, you can comment. In your consulting space, especially when you say an architect, the expectation is like oh, okay, he's doing all kinds of projects, right?
Yeah.
It could be structural, could be interiors, everything. At least that's the general this. But you're in a very niche segment. So tell us why this niche segment, why do you choose this niche segment, and what are the opportunities around this niche segment? Is there growth opportunities, or is just like something small and boutique that you want to maintain?
Yeah, very interesting question. So see, when I initially started the business, it was not like I was doing lab projects. Okay. When we are small, we start with, say, smaller residential projects or commercial projects, office interiors, likewise. So when I started my own studio, Arena Consultants, it was in 2005. I similarly started working on these type of projects, but the competition was so much that it was really difficult for me to penetrate in the already established market. Market, when I say architectural firms who have proven themselves, and many a times, obviously, I used to lose the projects. It was not interesting. Also, I started feeling that this is something which anyone can do. What is it that I can develop or I can create as my specialty? So I was looking forward, and that's when I got this opportunity of working on one project in Pune, Dow Chemicals, and then I think that was the icebreaker, or it was just the thing that I needed. What I realized was I could, as an architect, bring into the aesthetics or the overall planning and blend it well with the engineering concepts. So that was a project which also Labguard had got. So we both worked together, and then it hit me that yes, this is something which challenges me. I just don't want to design something which looks beautiful, but it should be functional also. So that is where it picked up. And if you say in terms of growth, my thought is like, we are so inquisitive. As long as there is research going to happen, development going to happen anywhere in our country or elsewhere, there are going to be these facilities. There is going to be a need for such safe and such environments where researchers can, without any hesitation, just go on doing their research. So we take care of their necessities, safety, etc., and that gives the growth opportunity. So in across any industry, domestic, international market, it's like, huge platform that wherever we want to experiment, we want to work, we can. So
Yeah, that's truly amazing. I see. Now, I want to also get in Salil to actually tell us this. Salil, we understand you. We have no doubts. You saw the huge growth, which is why you forward integrated, and you made sure that all your leads are secured. You got your wife, who's the architect. I think it's a brilliant move. But tell us, what is the kind of growth opportunity that you kind of seen from a contracting side and from a design, from a build side?
Right. Okay. Very, very interesting question. So basically, when I started my career, we built Labguard with the family. We started as a fume hood expert and then eventually got into turnkey solutions, then lab furniture and so on and so forth. And we realized that there is a lot of scope for research in India. Even today, Indian government is promoting research, allocating funds, but that is in government sector. In private sector, a lot of biopharma, chemical, food companies are investing heavily. CROs are growing. So we see a lot of growth in this industry already. But at the same time, from customer perspective, customers, the R&D institutions have also realized that very few people in industry understand laboratory engineering per se. Now, laboratory HVAC, engineering, gas distribution systems is not something which is done in commercial spaces, and it has to be very precise, it has to be very safe. And today the demand is labs need to look like offices, very beautiful, and also need to be functional and very safe like factories.
Yeah.
Essentially, laboratories are small factories. So that's why we feel, since there is a demand and we have expertise, there is a lot of growth happening. And India, I guess everybody knows the next 10-15 years are going to be fantastic years of growth for all of us.
Super. And Salil, and Archana, see, every organization brings its own flavor to the industry. So what is it that what are the changes you guys brought about in the industry when you all kind of started working with each other and with the clients?
Okay, so shall I go
Yes,
first?
always.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Now,
Yeah.
now we are kind of concerned, as to who goes first. The architect goes first or the wife goes first. So I think you are at an advantage on both fronts. So please go ahead.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I might as well take it. When I started working on these type of projects, I realized, that these projects are literally energy guzzlers. The amount of energy that is required for the functional aspect of these projects is huge. It is not like something like, you air condition the spaces and then whatever power supply is required, it is taken care of. Whereas there are other elements also, like exhaust systems, and putting it all together, so happens that the client has to spend a lot of operational spends in it. So what I started looking at is whether we can provide sustainable solutions. We are talking of green energies or green building concepts where you can use those kind of materials. So that is where, as an architect, I kind of play a different role here. Teaming up with my own designers, so we ensure that we propose such materials into our designs, sometimes go unconventional into that, and then see how we can reduce the energy consumption. See, ultimately we have to be responsible for the environment, and according to me, we can very well be good influencers, in this respect. So that is a different kind of approach that we have taken, and it is going well now.
That's clutter breaking. Fantastic. Salil, your take?
Yeah.
So, as manufacturers of fume hoods and furniture, we realize that this industry has not progressed much. What has been done 20 years back, more or less, same thing is being copy pasted today. And a lot of American and European standards are being put to Indian customers, whereas Indian needs, Indian work environment, research environment is very different. Our user habits are very different. So we started working very closely with scientists. We understood their requirements. It took us many years, and then started developing products which are closer to Indian requirements. So, like our Eka fume hood has been the most loved fume hood in India today. Most researchers love it because it takes care of their many unsaid, unmet needs so far. Likewise, we have patented grid ceiling system called Planck, which offers flexibility in research because research changes every 3-4 years, and that demands change in infrastructure. Now, unless the infrastructure by design is not flexible, it's going to cost a lot to change everything. So such things we noted, and our product innovation R&D team is very, very strong. So we worked on it. I think that's the significant change we brought to our industry.
Amazing. Yeah. Tell me something. There are two challenges here that we kind of see. One is there is an architect who designs, and then there is somebody who puts the design together. And all of us understand who are in design and build, it's never easy. It's never cut and paste. You put the design, you never get it wrong. So I want to speak on two challenges. What are the challenges that you guys face in an industry perspective because of what segment you are in, and also working together? How do you actually manage that? It's like, Archana will design, and when you're putting the plan together, something might go wrong, and then you might say the design is wrong, and the other one will say the execution is wrong. How do you handle that conflict? It's like, ठीक है, अगले 5 दिन के लिए खाना नहीं बंद type. Is that how it is? Or how does that work, man? I mean, tell us about it. Archana, you go first. Yeah.
Archana's going no.
No. Well, it doesn't happen that way. We have kind of discussed and have come to certain mutual agreements. First and foremost, see, as you said, Ajit, yes, at primary level itself, the discussion between an architect and engineer is not very linear. There are always lots of debates, disagreements, because the architect wants to push the aesthetics. The engineer has to say that no, we need so much of space, and then we in turn says, why do you need so much space for your services, etc. So these preliminary things we have now kind of overcome it, and this has primarily happened because of the change in mindset for me also. See, when I started working on lab projects, I pretty much understood that these are not like commercial spaces, comfort. It's not comfort environment. It is not a residential requirement. It has to be functional. So in order to do that, I have to be more practical and not just be too much focused on creativity. Okay. While at the same time, being an architect, I can add value in various other ways. So, having said this, when we started working together, we kind of initially, we used to have lots of discussions, but then we kind of mutually agreed that we have our domain expertise, and unless and until it is really harming the project, then we will try and see that we don't step into each other's scope. And accordingly, in fact, our teams are also pretty much aligned, although we are improving. I'm sure Salil will little bit disagree on this, but that's okay.
No, this is the digital platform. Please don't bring the disagreements here, because it will be there for your lifelong. Okay, so there is no way we can edit and cut all these things. It's a live show. But Salil, you're always as a contracting company, you're always at the receiving end, and you have to execute.
Yes.
But I would like to hear from you the challenges that you face from an industry perspective. Kind of Archana through the whole challenges in working together, but from an industry perspective, what are the big challenges that you kind of face?
I guess one challenge is customer expect that we should know everything, including their reactions and their equipments. And that is a bit of a challenge because although we know most of the things, but we are not chemistry or we are not biotechnology graduates or PhDs, right? So that's one gray area which we try to handle. Of course, we do have experts. We do have some researchers working with us within our companies who help clients and us. So that's one typical expectations which I see that we are trying to cover. A recent challenge in terms of our company, I believe what I have seen is, 2 years back, we worked extensively with one particular CRO. About 40% of our turnover was with them. And suddenly the management changed and then they didn't like us. Due to that reason, we suddenly lost 40% of our business. Now that was a significant chunk and it was a standard business lesson which we had forgotten. Never put all your eggs in one basket. And then painstakingly, we started rebuilding the entire organization, ensuring that each and every order should not be beyond certain limit and we shouldn't be working so much with a particular client that it can hamper our future prospects. So I guess that's a general lesson for all of us now.
Salil, tell me one thing. Have you ever screwed up on a project that Archana has designed? Be honest.
Yeah.
Come on, this is Ascent.
Something like
now
that.
tell us what happened.
Okay.
Now tell us what happened after that.
Very interesting question. Don't know how to answer this. Fine. So we do screw up. It happens. But good thing is at least we get to know about it because Archana's team visits site often. At least once in a week or alternate week. So most of the time, 90% of the cases, we get to know when we are still running the project and we can rectify it. And then, of course, architect has their own right to, handle engineers in a different manner, which they exercise officially
and unofficially.
Unsaid. That's answered. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can add a little different, sharing from my own end. See, a project, any which ways, we all know it's every project is different, and it is like I look at it as an individual. Every individual project is different. Similarly, every project is different. So what happens is when such things happen, first of all, being a part of Salil's organization or being his wife, the approach or the mindset has changed because as an architect, many a times what happens is you look at it with a specific perspective, but when you are associated with a execution company, you have to look differently. So what happens is when some things go wrong, our approach, or because of the change in mindset which I had to, and believe me, it was really very difficult initially, when I started it, but now with habit, things have changed. So the approach is like, okay, how we can mitigate it. As a designer, fortunately we can have different solutions, so it becomes simpler, and we can control the damages. So that's the benefit, that when we work together, it kind of helps both of us, because at times even my team makes mistakes, but then they cover it up in some or the other way, So coordinating regularly helps quite a lot, and reviewing regularly helps a lot.
I'll just add one sentence there is ultimately we look at customer interest, what's in the interest of the project, and such decisions are then taken.
Fabulous. Absolutely. Well said. You all both are part of Ascent. And for people who don't know about Ascent, I want to talk a little bit about the clause of confidentiality that we signed. Now, both of you are in different trust groups. Okay, and people who don't know about Ascent would know that. I'd like to tell them that if there are two individuals, we put them in separate trust groups. Two people connected, we put them in separate trust groups so they can open up over there. Now, how do both of you manage your confidentiality in trust groups, your respective trust groups? And tell us a little about your Ascent journey also. Salil, you can go first this time for a change.
Thank you. Okay, so I have been part of Ascent since 2012. So ever since Ascent was formed, and I believe it was just not possible to come so far without Ascent. And that is the importance of Ascent I have in my life. So when I started with Ascent, I was part of a trust group called Enrich, and I have really fond memories of the entire trust group. And then later on, right now I'm part of Blue Ocean, and many of the trust group members are very close friends. If I have any difficulty or anything about business or even sometimes about personal life, I do speak with them, and they have been a great part of the entire journey. So I will say Ascent on the scale of 0 to 10, I will give rating of 9. It has played a significant part in my professional journey too.
Yeah. So for me, I joined Ascent a little later than Salil, but it was really at the right time. I would again agree with him that it is an important part of our life, and having that trust group, it's like a board outside your office. So sharing the information and getting the feedbacks, the blunt feedbacks, in fact, have been real eye openers. I have been I have been trying to handle it differently, because getting stern feedbacks is so difficult. But then, having said that, I keep looking towards it, and for every monthly meeting that we have. And when it comes to sharing of things, being husband and wife, yes, you tend to share a lot of things, but we do respect that professionalism. Okay, well, good things we do tend to share, like मेरे group में ऐसे discuss किया chat GPT, especially for example when it was very up, how people are trying to use it and all that. Or we go to offsite, we discuss so many things which are confidential, money matters and personal things. But over the years, we have learned to keep these things apart, and also see this helps us taking to our day-to-day work life also, because it's not possible to share each and everything that happens in your offices, and at times it's not needed also. So I think with this we learn also what to share, what not to share, or what exactly has to be picked up and has to be taken ahead. So Ascent has been really awesome. Even for my personal journey, my team members have really encouraged me always, and I'm always happy to be a part of Ascent. Proud to be Ascenter.
Yeah. So we've got just about 2 or 3 minutes before we wind up. Before we do that, I just want to quickly touch upon this here. Both are professional entrepreneurs, both have a business of their own. You guys did. How do you actually balance it out on your personal lives, your personal hobbies? You have 2 sons. How does that happen? Yeah. Archana, you want to start?
Yes. So what we do is we try to take short breaks. Just 2 of us, when things are managed by our parents. For longer breaks, which we look forward to, we club it with our business trips, so that helps. Yeah. And Salil likes movies. In fact, we both do, so that is kind of something me time for us, which we enjoy. And little bit of work division. Rest maybe Salil can share.
Salil, you tell us the inside story. That's what she say. I don't want to talk about it. You tell us.
Bata de.
Yeah, so more or less it's the same, of course. But so on weekdays, it is extremely difficult to have any kind of balance, out of question. The only time we get is weekends, and that too preferably Sunday. But we have made it a habit to take a short break of 3-4 days once a quarter. at least 4 or 5 such breaks in a year. It helps. We read a lot, so we share what we are reading. I get up early in the morning, so we get some good, nice. I prepare tea, and then she gets good time to chat with me in the morning. So probably morning times we get with each other. That's the beauty. Evening we do get, but it is pretty late in the day. And yeah, I think that's all about. We avoid talking about work at home, but invariably it still happens. It's still that is a discipline we are trying to put in place, but that's difficult.
Super.
Awesome, guys. So we're just done with our 30 minutes, but Salil and Archana, it's been fantastic listening to you guys. And we definitely wanted to showcase, a couple who's got independent businesses in different trust groups and how you guys function and how you guys look at Ascent and how you're benefiting from it. So thank you, Archana. Thank you, Salil, for taking time out for being with us today and sharing your journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aleem. Thank you.
There's a very famous person who had said कि जिससे करो व्यापार उससे मत करो प्यार. But I'm glad you dispelled that.
It's working, guys. It's working. There is an exception always to the rule.
Yeah, right, yes.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much. We had a fabulous session with a wonderful couple. And for all of you who have just interested and who wants to know more about Ascent, get to ascentfoundation.in. Put in an application out there and the Ascent team will get in touch with you. And if you truly are growth ready entrepreneur, then we'd be happy to have you in our cohort. So get to ascentfoundation.in. And thank you very much for joining us today. And we're going to see you next Friday at 11 a.m. with another interesting story. Do like us, do share with us, stay connected with us. If you can't watch us live, get to it over the weekend, get to the podcast channels. We're just all over the social media. Thank you so much, guys. See you next Friday at 11. Bye. Thanks a lot.
Bye.